everyone, welcome back to Addie P's Real Estate Tea, where today I have a great friend of mine from Trident Mortgage, Joshua Haddad, with me, and he's going to help break down some of the things that are going on in these mortgage streets, honey. All right, well, first things first, please, if you like this video, you like what you hear in it, please hit the thumbs up button. All right, also subscribe to my channel. Also, hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos on this channel. And you already know, if you're watching me from Instagram, drop me a heart, show me some love. And I'm going to also link Joshua's contact information in the description box below, so that way you can contact him for the best mortgage advice in the Lehigh Valley. All right, so basically, I just want to get into a couple of things here, and then Joshua's going to take over and kind of, back up what I'm saying and explain things from the mortgage end of things. Now, if you're a buyer in this market, you already know how robust the activity is as an agent. You already know you're running around, whether you're a buyer agent, if you're a listing agent, I'm sure you're getting plenty of play on your home as far as, people coming through for showings and so forth. So that activity is due to continue on well into late summer and early fall. And to be honest with you, just from my perspective, I see at least until the end of the year. I don't see any of that activity slowing down. Interest rates, as long as they're continuing to stay where they're at, that's where we're going to be at, with the buyer activity. Now, as far as the listing end of things, we're still going through it with the shortage of listings. We've been singing the same old song every time I do the market report. That has really not changed. July's market numbers for new listings, still short. They've actually decreased 0.3% to 1,078 listings in comparison to July of 2019. Now, inventory, no surprise, it shrank by 52% from in comparison to July of last year. So that's over half. We were already down even last year in July. Now to be down over 50%, it shows you how competitive this market is really getting. And part of the reason why Joshua is here today, to really kind of get you as a buyer, if you're watching this video, in the know of how to prepare yourself to be in this competitive market, because it's real. Offers are being submitted, well over asking price, and we are just kind of like still falling short, and the buyers are not going home with what they wanted. So we definitely have to position ourselves and arm ourselves with the best knowledge possible. Now, with that inventory shrinkage, the month supply, of course, went down by 48.1% to 1.4 of houses to purchase for the month. That is not a lot, or 1.4, months of inventory. Again, not a lot to choose from. And I'm sure, again, if you're a buyer out there looking around and so forth, you're seeing that the things that you want are going quickly, So this is definitely not the market for you to kind of hang out and be like, oh, well, I'll sleep on it, I'll think about it. And, because while you're sleeping and thinking on it, about 10 other people are looking at that property, and about 5 out of those 10 are writing up offers as you're sleeping. So not to scare you, not to bully you, but just to be real with you here. That's what's going on. Now, in addition to, this whole shortage, we, of course, with the demand being so high for real estate, we're seeing the median sales price continue to increase. That has increased to $237,750, okay? And that has increased by 6.4% in comparison to July of 2019. So from a selling end, from a listing perspective, again, sellers, if you are considering possibly listing, this is definitely some good news. I mean, you have a pretty good buyer pool here, plenty of buyers to choose from, because you have lots of people out looking, and you have the incentive of the increase in property value. Obviously, if your property is in good condition and so forth, and other factors being in play, but the property values have gone up. That median sales price has gone up too as well. So you definitely want to keep those things in mind. If you have any questions, please reach out to myself or Joshua. And Josh, I'm going to let you take over from here and kind of explain from a buyer perspective what buyers can be doing to really arm themselves good and to get that deal.
Yep, absolutely. So in real estate, they like to say location, 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 right? It's location, location, location. On the mortgage side, we like to say pre-approval, pre-approval, pre-approval. That is exactly where everything should start. So the first step in any kind of home buying process, whether you're looking online or looking in person, you have to have that pre-approval letter in hand. That is kind of the first step. The reason being is a lot of sellers, because of how competitive the market is, as Addie said, there's multiple offers, there's multiple showings. You know, a seller could have 30 people, you know, sitting at their door waiting to come in. They want to make sure that these buyers are pre-approved first. So the big thing that we want to look for is you might need to be pre-approved before you even can set up an appointment to see a property. So that's kind of step number one, is get that pre-approval. That's also going to tell you what kind of programs we can get you into from a mortgage standpoint. Back in the day, you know, maybe after the market collapsed in 2008, really didn't, you know, matter what kind of program you were in. You could do FHA, you could do USDA, VA, conventional, and it was a buyer's market. So there really wasn't too much from a seller side, you know, that they were looking into, you know, in terms of a competition. There weren't many people, you know, making an offer on the same property. Today, as Addie mentioned, you might have 10, 15 offers on a property. As long as it's listed, you know, at a good price and it's in a good location, there's chances are you're going to be up against multiple offers. So the biggest thing is not only getting that pre-approval, but seeing what type of program you can get into. The bread and butter is obviously cash. You know, cash is king. But assuming cash isn't available, your conventional mortgage is kind of the next step. Conventional mortgage is really what we're looking to get clients into, because that is going to give them the leg up when it does come to competing offers. You know, then if you have to go with an FHA, VA, or USDA, seller assist is, you know, again, 2013, you could get 6% seller assist, no problem. In this market, trying to get any seller assist is very difficult. So working with a lender like us, where we have different options, we can do things like lender credits, where we can actually give you a lender assist. So there's seller assist, where the seller's contributing towards some of your closing fees, and there's also lender assist, where we can actually give you credits to help you with whether it's your closing costs, taxes, insurance, your different fees that you'll be charged at closing. So there's different things that we can do to try to get creative. And I think that's the best thing, is trying to work with a lender that's going to be very creative for you, to try to get you to win the deal. That's kind of at the end of the day, that's kind of step number one. You know, aside from the pre-approval, when you're making an offer, you want to make sure that your offer is getting accepted, not that you're just making offers on 5 properties, and then you're going to be disappointed. So we want to make sure you're making strong offers, and with our knowledge and my knowledge on what to do and how to do it, there's multiple things that we can do to try to get you into the best program. Whether it's a conventional mortgage, we have PHFA programs that are actually conventional as well. So there's a lot of different options that we can get into to try to basically put our best step forward, in trying to get, your offer accepted. I think the biggest thing is trying to figure out exactly what price range you're in. I think with a pre-approval, I think that's the biggest thing is, making sure you're looking at houses that we know is going to fit your budget. Not looking at a $200,000 house when you want a payment of maybe a $150,000 house. And that's, again, where we can come in, making sure we hone in on a budget for you, whether that's monthly payment, whether that's out-of-pocket expenses, or both, a combination of both, and making sure that we kind of get a good guideline, to give Addie, an idea of what properties to start sending you and to start looking at, and that way we know that the house is going to fit your budget, not that it's going to be overpriced once you do find that property that you love. I think another, big thing from the mortgage standpoint is it's kind of I like to call it a confused market. The market is definitely, from a real estate standpoint, it is a seller's market. There's no denying that. It's a great time to sell. It's also a great time to buy, though. Given the lack of inventory, it does make it very competitive. But when you're talking historically low interest rates that we've never seen before in the history of the Federal Reserve and interest rates in general, it's a buyer's market in that aspect. So from actually getting a mortgage, it is by far one of the best buyer's markets that you can be from a financial standpoint. It's just a matter of, the flip side is buying the actual house is kind of the more difficult part. So it's a great time to buy. And don't feel, my biggest thing that I like to tell clients is, don't feel like you have to buy right this second. Don't feel that you have to be pressured into buying right now. If you're not in a rush, interest rates seem like they're going to stay low for the foreseeable future. So I think it's something where that's going to stay steady, and hopefully the inventory starts pushing back up, which will kind of, get the demand steady, but hopefully the supply can start coming up to meet that demand, and maybe have some better opportunities out there. Other than that, I really just think, the pre-approval is the biggest thing. And then seeing what kind of program we can get you approved for is the next biggest thing when it comes to, are you going to need seller assist? Are you going to be in a, government program? The sellers want to see the most attractive programs available, and again, we'll go over all those programs with you, and kind of have the time to really work out a budget, really work out, some numbers from our standpoint. One thing that Trident is doing, that we're seeing, kind of big issues in the market right now are appraisals. With the climbing sales prices, up in the $230,000 range, which again, we haven't seen, since, 2008 and 2006 when kind of the market collapsed. We are doing and we are seeing appraisals come in a little bit low. So if you do find a property that's $200,000 and you want to stay competitive and offer $207,000, let's just say, and it doesn't appraise for $207,000, and between the buyer and seller they can't work out the deal, we will actually pay for that appraisal for you. So it's $400 that you get to keep in your pocket. That way, again, you're not putting money into a transaction or into a house that you're not actually going to move forward with. So we'll pay for that appraisal for you. That's just kind of one marketing thing that we do, as well as our interest rates. So we do a soft lock on your interest rate. So let's just say we lock your interest rate and the market goes up, interest rates go up. You're still locked in at whatever we locked you in at, which is great. If the market goes down, let's just say interest rates go down 0.25%, 0.3%, 0.5%, we can actually lower your interest rate to get you that lower interest rate, where most companies will charge you to do that. We do not. So again, another little feather in our cap that allows us to try to give you the best deal possible, from start to finish, not just in the pre-approval stage, but we still want to make sure that even after you got the house, that you're still getting the best available options moving forward. And that's not only going to help you monthly payment wise, it's going to help you in the long run when it comes to interest, and saving thousands over the life of your loan. So other than that, if you have any questions, again, check out the description, for all my contact information. General questions, feel free to reach out, and I would definitely be happy to assist.
Awesome. Well, Joshua, again, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for coming
Absolutely.
by
It's a
today,
pleasure.
dropping us some knowledge and giving our buyers out here a really strong, start to what I see as a great buying future. I've worked with Trident now for many years. As a lot of you know, I've been licensed for 14 years here in Pennsylvania, and I have used Trident now for quite some time, and I have never had any issues. I have always had closings on time with my clients and so forth, and they can attest to that as well too. Their programs, everything. So please, 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 any questions that you have, and just even to get a start, if you don't know where to start, give us a call, give me a call, but definitely you want to work with the best in order to get the best. So that's my piece of advice for today. The best information is linked in the description box below. All right, well, until the next video, you all know what to do. Have a blessed one. Take care.
Take care, guys.